Hi guys, hi everyone. How are you? I hope you all are doing well and absolutely flourishing in your respective fields. So yes, I am back with another new video. Actually, this video has got very late. I went to somewhere else. Like I went to my hometown, so there I didn't make these videos, this series of videos because of the laxity and the procrastination, and that things are fatal, right? So in every career, in everything, although this thing is not permanent and not my source of income, but yes, if you are just succumbed by procrastination, things are not going to be in the way you want. So anyways, let's begin with today's agenda. So today I will be discussing about the CLAT PG strategy for the last 3 months. So today is 14th of September, so approximately after 3 months there will be a CLAT exam on 7th of December 2025, and this is the exam for the 2026 batch. So yes, if you are thinking to get a college, to apply for a LM college, so you should definitely fill this form, which is already live from 1st of August. So you are already late, but you should fill that form. So yes, now so let's begin with the discussion. So what is the CLAT? This is the exam which gets you admission in National Law University of India. There are 22 colleges and one other college, which is NLU Delhi. They conduct their own examination by the name of ALIT. So yes, this is the thing about the law college entrance. So now talk about the pattern first, because we should know about the uh, problem first. Then only we are ready to talk about the solution, and we are ready to discuss and find a good solution. So the pattern of CLAT is like it gives a question on paragraph based. It is having 120 questions overall, and they give questions on paragraph based, which is based upon recent judgments and basically the case laws. They give you the paragraph from a particular case law, then they will ask 5 questions from that paragraph, not from that paragraph, but from the concepts enunciated in that paragraph. And you should have a backend knowledge. You should be having thorough preparation about that case law or about that concept. Then only you will be ready to answer those questions from that paragraph, from those paragraph, right? So it is having total 120 questions, and from the past couple of years they are asking 5 questions from a single paragraph, but before that they used to ask 10 questions from a paragraph. So that might be the case. There is a little uncertainty as to her number of questions. So let's take a 5 number of question pattern. So in this type of structure of paper, so if it is having 5 questions, then 2 are definitely from the core concept, right? And 3 are from the judgments. What is the ratio, what is the judge bench, what is the if there is any dissent in that case, so the name of judge who gave the dissent, and what are the issues that were there and the judgment that were raised in the case. And 2 questions are concept based. So the concept based, for example, there is a case on pardoning power of a president. So there are actually 5 pardoning power of president: remission, pardon, commutation, reprieve, and one more is there. So yes, so if the paragraph talks about remission, then they will definitely be asking about the commutation of punishment. So you should be thorough with that thing, because from the constitution they ask that things like punishment first, and you have to figure out from a particular subject what all kind of question they are asking. Let's say in constitution they ask fundamental right, TPSP, and president, prime minister, supreme court, and some other areas they used to ask. And similarly in CRPC they ask the concept of bail, arrest, and trial procedure. So they do not ask a full constitution or full CRPC or BNSS for that matter, because that is a very huge subject, and they just pick the things which are relevant for the exam. So you do not have to prepare the whole subjects. So firstly you should have to figure out what all things I have to study from that particular subject. So this is about the pattern of a question paper. So now let us deal about how to go through it, how to crack the. So now we have cracked the pattern, so now we have to discuss the strategy for the last 3 months. So firstly, what I would suggest to you is read judgments on regular basis from live law or any forum or any platform which you find suitable. For example, Supreme Court Observer is also a good site, and on the Supreme Court website itself they used to post daily judgments of Supreme Court. So that is the case law. So you have to first do this thing, like you have to be well versed with the recent developments in legal field. And second thing, you should prepare concept thoroughly from every subject. Firstly you should be abreast of the concepts of the subjects, and the concept should be thorough, and by learning the concept you should also learn the landmark judgments on it. For example, in TPA there is a Suraj Lam's case on section 54 of TP, and in constitution case Varan Bharti, IC Olakna, Sajjan Singh, Sankari Prasad, Minerva Mills, SR Bomai, this that. So these are the landmark judgments that you should learn thoroughly, because you have to first make your foundation strong. Because if a question from the landmark judgments came, then you should have to grab it. You do not afford to miss that, because there is a great amount of uncertainty in that exam. So firstly you should have to make your base strong. and for making this, you have to learn the concepts and the landmark judgments. So this is the second thing. First thing I told you that you should be well versed about current legal developments, that you should give read it. Actually, you should be in your back of your mind that there is something by this thing that has been developed recently and some recent judgment has passed on it. And secondly, this thing, that conceptual clarity is a must. And third thing, recent judgments. You should not have to read all recent judgments. Right now, you might be thinking that firstly, I said that you should learn, you should read live law, you should check live law daily, and thirdly, you are telling that you should be reading the landmark judgments. So both things are different. First thing that I discussed live law, so that you will get well versed about the recent development, what is happening in the country. It is not that you are mugging up the judgments and all, but you are just giving a read, so that in order to build your concept or build your legal knowledge only for that purpose. And secondly, conceptual clarity, because if you read any judgment, there is having a concept inculcated in it. So if you do not know the concept, then you will not, it is very difficult for you to understand the judgment, what has actually happened. So third thing, I am focusing on third thing, and which is the most crucial thing which I consider, because questions are coming directly from the judgment, as you can see in the PYQs. And so this is 2025, so you have to read all the landmark judgments from January of this year and try to learn more thoroughly the constitution bench judgment, which is of 5 judgments. And sometimes 3 judgments are also get important relevant, so you should have to learn that also. So and about 2023 and 2024, there is a very great thing that has happened with us, that Supreme Court has used to upload 40 judgments from each year, which is constitutional and landmark, or constitutional bench judgment and landmark. So you should definitely get check into that, and you should, one second, sorry. So yes, so you can definitely check from that website also. And on monthly basis, you should make a note of it, like from January till this month, till I would say November, you should make a good note of it. And while making note of a judgment, you should write 5 to 6 things which I am going to say. You can take note of it also, because this is very important. And so first is the facts. You should write a brief fact of on which belongs onto 2-3 lines, and then what is the issue in that case, and thirdly the ratio. And if there are any precedents cited, then you should definitely learn that precedents also. Precedent, by precedent, which is the spelling PRECEDENT. So I'm not getting into that. What are the precedents? You should, if you know, that's good. Otherwise, you can Google it. And fifth thing, which is the provision, law provision involved. So for example, if there is a case of bail and it talks about 480 of BNSS, then you should get thorough understanding of that provision firstly. So this is the fifth thing. So these are the 5 important things that you should learn about from the judgment, and you should be ready about the surprises that you will definitely face in the exam. Because I read the complete case of Ravinder Singh versus State of Punjab, which is on the SC/ST subclassification, and after going through that case, I tried to attempt the question which came in 2024 CLAT, and trust me, I actually managed to solve only 4 questions, and 5th one is what they are asking, what is the first judgment on SC/ST subclassification. How can I know? I have read all the judgment, but I don't know if I actually missed that part where, or it is not given. I'm not aware about it, because if you read a judgment, you just read it superficially. You are not going to read the whole judgment of 400 to 500 pages, which is a very lengthy. Not all judgments are this long, but yes, landmark judgments are pretty long. So it is very difficult to read whole judgment. So you should be ready about of surprises. What all you can do, you can just learn as much as possible, as much as you can, and you can definitely be ready to appear in the exam. So these are the 3 things that I would want to discuss which will definitely help you ace the CLAT examination. And these things I have not read, or just I have not got from anyone. No one taught me these things, or no one. I am not pirated from anywhere, any YouTube video or ChatGPT or any teacher or any senior. This I figured out it myself. That is why I am saying you with full confidence and trust that if you should follow these things, you will definitely be able to ace the exam, because the pattern of CLAT is very uncertain. And the first thing, if you crack the pattern of the CLAT, then 50% job is done, and rest 50% you have to prepare about it. So firstly I discuss the problem, then the solution. So this is the thing. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to comment on this video down the side in the comment box. And if you do not get any point, or I would recommend you to watch this video 2 to 3 times, so that you can get full understanding of the pattern and the strategy about the CLAT. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video. We will meet you in another new video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye, take care.